I never imagined my life would turn into a nightmare disguised as a fairy tale. My name is Emily Thompson, and this is my story, a cautionary tale for every woman who believes in love at first sight. It all started at my best friend Sarah's wedding in the heart of Chicago. The venue was the elegant ballroom of the Palmer House, filled with twinkling lights, fresh flowers, and the sound of laughter echoing off the crystal chandeliers. Guests in their finest suits and gowns mingled, toasting to the happy couple. I was there with my girlfriends, sipping champagne, dancing to the live band's upbeat tunes, and feeling alive in my red cocktail dress that hugged my figure just right. That's when I noticed him, standing alone by the bar, tall with broad shoulders, dark hair neatly styled, and piercing blue eyes that seemed to scan the room. His name was Alex Harper, as I later learned. He wasn't dancing or chatting with anyone. He just stood there, nursing a whiskey on the rocks, his gaze locking onto me every few moments. I felt a flutter in my stomach, that mix of curiosity and attraction. But he didn't approach me. Not during the ceremony, not during the dinner, and not even on the dance floor where I twirled and laughed with my friends. He just watched, a mysterious smile playing on his lips. 2 days later, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Hi, I saw you at Sarah's wedding. You were stunning. Can we talk?" My heart skipped a beat. Who was this? I replied cautiously. Who is this? The response came quickly. I'm the guy from the bar. Alex. You caught my eye, and I couldn't stop thinking about you. I was flattered, intrigued. We started texting, light at first, about the wedding, our jobs. I worked as a marketing coordinator in a downtown firm, and he told me he was a successful software engineer at a tech startup in Silicon Valley, but he was in Chicago for business often. He was charming, polite, always complimenting me. You're not like other women, Emily. You're smart, kind, and beautiful inside and out. We texted nonstop for 2 days, sharing stories about our childhoods, dreams, even our favorite movies. He grew up in a small town in Texas, moved to the city for better opportunities, and had a passion for hiking and classic cars. On the 3rd day, he dropped the bombshell. Emily, I know this sounds crazy, but I want to marry you. I see you as my wife, the mother of our children. You're the one I've been waiting for. I stared at my phone in shock. We hadn't even met in person beyond that glance at the wedding. We barely know each other. I texted back. I know enough, he replied. Please say yes. I'll make you the happiest woman alive. His words swept me off my feet. In a world of swiping left and right on dating apps, this felt real, passionate. I was 28. Tired of casual dates that went nowhere. So, against my better judgment, I said yes. Our wedding was rushed but romantic. A small ceremony in a quaint chapel in the suburbs of Chicago, with just family and close friends. I wore a simple white lace dress from a boutique on Michigan Avenue, and he looked dashing in a tailored navy suit. We exchanged vows under a floral arch, promising eternal love and fidelity. The reception was at a cozy Italian restaurant, with pasta, wine, and toasts to our future. That night, as we honeymooned in a cabin in the Wisconsin Dells, he whispered, "You're my everything, Emily." The first few months were blissful. Alex was attentive, surprising me with flowers from the local market, cooking breakfast in bed on weekends, and planning spontaneous date nights to rooftop bars overlooking the city skyline. He'd leave notes on the fridge. "Can't wait to come home to you, my love." We talked about starting a family, buying a house in the suburbs with a white picket fence. He gifted me a diamond necklace for our 1-month anniversary, saying, "This is just the beginning." I felt like I'd won the lottery, a handsome, successful husband who adored me. My friends envied us, my parents beamed with pride. But cracks began to show after about a month. One evening, I caught him smiling at his phone while we were watching Netflix on our couch in our Lakeview apartment. "Who are you texting?" I asked playfully. He quickly locked the screen. "Just a work buddy," he said, a bit too hastily, then changed the subject to what we should order for dinner. I brushed it off. Trust is key in marriage, right? He was busy with his job, traveling to California every other week for meetings. I trusted him. As days turned into months, and months into years, we built a life together. We had 2 beautiful children. Our son Noah, now 4, with Alex's blue eyes, and our daughter, Lily, 2, with my curly hair. We moved to a spacious home in Naperville, complete with a backyard for barbecues and a home office for Alex. Life seemed picture perfect. Family vacations to Disney World, holiday cards with matching outfits, and Sunday brunches at trendy spots. But Alex started coming home later and later. "Work deadlines," he'd say, collapsing into bed without a kiss. He stopped the sweet gestures. Our conversations became transactional, about bills, kids' schedules, groceries. He guarded his phone like a treasure, always face down, password protected. I noticed charges on our credit card for restaurants I'd never been to, hotels in nearby towns. "Business expenses," he explained vaguely. I felt a gnawing doubt, but pushed it away. We were a family. Surely he wouldn't jeopardize that. One weekend he said he had a conference in Milwaukee and wouldn't be home for 3 days. I nodded, kissing him goodbye. But something felt off. That night, alone with the kids, I couldn't sleep. Why was he so distant? Why no more "I love you"s? The turning point came one rainy Tuesday evening. Alex had left his phone charging on the kitchen counter while he showered. It buzzed with a notification. My heart pounded as I picked it up. The lock screen showed a preview. "Can't wait to see you again, my love. Last night was amazing." From a contact named J. Work. Trembling, I guessed his password, our wedding date, and opened the messages. What I found shattered my world. There were hundreds of texts to a woman named Jessica. Romantic, intimate, explicit. "You're my everything," he wrote to her. Words he'd never said to me. Photos of them together. Dinners at fancy steakhouses, weekends at bed and breakfasts in the countryside. Even a trip to Las Vegas. She sent selfies in lingerie. He replied with heart emojis and promises of forever. The timestamps went back years, before our marriage. He'd been seeing her all along, even during our engagement. Jessica lived in a suburb not far from us in Schaumburg. She was 35, 5 years older than Alex, with 3 kids from a previous marriage. Her husband was a truck driver, often on the road. Alex had been playing house with her family too, taking her kids to Six Flags, buying them toys, sending her money for emergencies. I scrolled further, tears blurring my vision. While I was home pregnant with Noah, he was with her. During Lily's birth, he texted her apologies for being tied up. He called her his soulmate, said I was just convenient. My stomach churned. I felt betrayed, used, foolish. How had I missed the signs? The late nights, the secrecy, the fading affection. When Alex emerged from the shower, towel around his waist, I thrust the phone at him. "What is this?" I sobbed, my voice breaking. He froze, face paling. Emily, it's not what it looks like. But it was. He admitted it all. The affair started before we met, never ended. I'm sorry, he stammered. It was a mistake. I love you and the kids. A mistake? I screamed. You've been lying our entire marriage. You promised me forever, but you had her. He begged on his knees. Please forgive me. I'll end it. For our family. I was torn. The kids adored him, our life was stable. But my heart was in pieces. That night, I packed bags for me and the children and drove to my sister's house in Milwaukee. I needed space, time to think. For a month I stayed there, numb and heartbroken. My parents called, urging reconciliation. Think of the children, Emily. Men make mistakes. Maybe counseling will help. Alex bombarded me with calls, flowers, apologies. You're the best wife, the best mother. Please come home. Society's pressure weighed heavy. The American dream of a nuclear family, the stigma of divorce. But inside rage simmered. Why me? Why did I fall for his charm? I realized I'd married a stranger, blinded by infatuation. Reluctantly, for the kids' sake, I gave Alex another chance. We returned home, started couples therapy at a clinic in downtown Chicago. He deleted Jessica's number, or so he claimed, promised transparency, even handed over his phone password. For a few weeks, things improved. Family dinners, park outings with Noah and Lily, tentative hugs. But the trust was gone. Every time his phone buzzed, suspicion flared. I couldn't forget the messages, the photos, the years of deceit. Intimacy felt forced. Love turned to resentment. You're my angel, he'd say, but the words rang hollow. Two months in, the cycle repeated. I found a hidden app on his phone with more messages. To Jessica again. I miss you, he wrote. Emily doesn't understand me like you do. Photos of them in his car, parked at a motel off the interstate. He was still seeing her, still lying. When confronted, he cried, I'm weak, but I love you. Weak. I shouted. You've destroyed us. No more chances. That night, I filed for divorce online through a lawyer in the city. I deserve better, I told him. The kids deserve a mother who's whole, not broken. The process was grueling. Court dates at the Cook County Courthouse, custody battles, dividing assets. Alex fought dirty, claiming I was unstable, but evidence of his affair swayed the judge. I got primary custody, child support, and the house. My friends rallied around me. My sister helped with the move. But the pain was raw. Explaining to Noah why Daddy wasn't home. Lily's confused cries. Society judged. Couldn't you work it out? Whispers at school pickups. In America, where rom-coms promise happy endings, divorce feels like failure. But I refused to stay trapped. To rebuild, I went back to work full-time, advancing to a manager role. I even took a job opportunity that required travel, leaving the kids with my parents in Wisconsin for short stints. Abroad? Well, I dreamed of it, a fresh start in Europe, but for now stability mattered. Therapy helped me process the betrayal. Alex wasn't the villain in a movie, he was flawed, but his choices were his. I learned to forgive myself for not seeing the red flags. Today, I'm stronger, independent. Dating? Not yet, but I'm open. Life isn't perfect, but it's mine. To every woman reading this, trust your gut. Love shouldn't hurt. If it does, walk away. You're worth more than lies. My story isn't unique, but sharing it empowers me, and hopefully you. Don't regret the past. Use it to fuel your future. I'm Emily, survivor, mother, warrior. And I'm free.
Your problem. Courts deciding. He stormed out, slamming doors. Next days, chaos. Family calls, Rosa pleading, Miguel threatening lawsuits, empty. Maria, how could you? He's family. He's a thief, Elena replied. Hung up. Carlos tried reconciliation, flowers, apologies. She documented all. Court date loomed. Alex prepped, evidence stack, statements, photos, bank reports. Forgery expert testimony. In court, Judge Harlan presiding. Carlos's lawyer argued, marital misunderstandings. Alex countered, fraud, Your Honor. Forged transfers totaling $150,000. Affair evidence. Judge reviewed, face stern. Mr. Ramirez, this is damning. Assets remain frozen. Criminal referral to DA. Carlos paled. Sofia, in the gallery, slipped out. Post-hearing, Carlos cornered Elena. You'll regret this. Already do, marrying you. DA investigated. Charges, fraud, forgery. Bail set, shop suffered. Elena moved to NYC, crashing with Jordan till settled. Hayes Creative hired her as senior strategist, $180K start, equity. First day, client pitch, her ideas sealed a deal. Colleagues applauded. She was back. Months later, divorce final. Elena got house, sold for profit, half assets, post-fraud recovery, alimony. Carlos? Probation, fines, shop sold to cover debts. Sofia? Dumped him post-charges. At a rooftop party for her promotion, Elena toasted with Jordan. To new beginnings. Jordan clinked. And karma. Elena smiled. Karma? I engineered it. Back in Jersey, Carlos rebuilt alone. Family scattered, blame shifted. Elena? Thriving. New apartment overlooking Hudson, dating a kind architect. No more dead weight. She'd risen from ashes, a phoenix. Lesson, betray trust, face the fire. What a ride, right? If this story fired you up, smash that like button, subscribe, and comment your takeaways. Would you forgive or fight back? See you next time, stay empowered. Months flew by in a blur of court dates, depositions, and late-night strategy sessions with Alex. Elena had relocated to a sleek one-bedroom in Brooklyn, courtesy of her signing bonus from Hayes Creative. The view from her window overlooked the East River, a far cry from the suburban sprawl of Maplewood. Every morning, she sipped coffee while reviewing client briefs, her mind sharp and unburdened. No more family barbecues where she was the outsider, no more pretending. But the fight wasn't over yet. Carlos's fraud case had escalated. The DA's office dug deeper, uncovering not just the forgeries on their joint accounts but irregularities at his auto shop. Turns out, he'd been skimming from the business too, falsifying invoices, underreporting income to dodge taxes. Sophia, his true love, had been in on it, acting as a bogus vendor for kickbacks. The evidence Elena provided was the spark, the investigation was the fire. One crisp fall afternoon, Elena sat in the back of the courtroom for Carlos's arraignment on expanded charges, wire fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy. He looked smaller in his ill-fitting suit, eyes darting around like a trapped animal. Sophia was there too, in the defendant's seat beside him, her diamond ring conspicuously absent. Their lawyer droned on about plea deals, but the judge wasn't buying it. Mr. Ramirez, Ms. Lopez, Judge Harlan intoned, the evidence here is overwhelming. Bail is set at $50,000 each. Trial in 3 months. Carlos caught Elena's eye as he was let out. His expression was a mix of fury and desperation. Elena, wait, he mouthed, but she turned away, stepping into the hallway where Alex waited. Nice work, Alex said, clapping her on the back. With the shop's books in play, we're looking at restitution orders. You could get back every penny he stole, plus damages. Elena nodded, but her satisfaction was tempered. This wasn't just about money, it was about reclaiming her narrative. What about the family? Alex smirked. Rosa and Miguel are scrambling. They co-signed some loans tied to the shop. If it tanks, they're on the hook. Back in her apartment that night, Elena poured a glass of wine and scrolled through old photos. There she was at the shop's grand opening, smiling beside Carlos. Another of her with Maria's kids at the zoo. Deleted. She didn't need reminders of the life she'd outgrown. Her phone buzzed, a text from Jordan, big client tomorrow. Your social media campaign idea is gold. Prep? Ready, she replied. Work was her anchor now. At Hayes Creative, she'd already landed 2 major accounts, a tech startup needing viral TikTok strategies and a fashion brand revamping their Instagram presence. Her salary had bumped to $200,000 with bonuses, and whispers of partnership floated in meetings. But closure came in unexpected ways. One evening, a knock at her door. It was Maria, looking haggard, a bakery box in hand. Elena? Can we talk? Elena hesitated, then stepped aside. 5 minutes. Maria set the box down, pastries from the old neighborhood. I'm sorry. We all are. Carlos messed up bad, but we shouldn't have treated you like that. Elena crossed her arms. Treated me like what? Dead weight? An outsider? Maria winced. Mom and Dad pushed him toward Sophia. Thought she was better fit. But you were the one holding everything together. The kids miss you. Tell them Aunt Elena's busy building her empire, Elena said coolly. And as for apologies? Too late. Your brother's facing prison time because of choices you all enabled. Maria left, head down. It was the last Elena heard from the family. Trial day arrived like a storm. Elena testified calmly, laying out the timeline, the hidden affair, the financial deceit, the BBQ betrayal. Carlos's lawyer tried to paint her as vindictive, but the evidence spoke louder: bank records, texts, forged docs. The verdict: guilty on all counts. Sentencing: 2 years probation, $200,000 in fines and restitution, half to Elena, half to the IRS. The shop was liquidated, proceeds split after debts. Sophia got a suspended sentence but lost her accounting license. Carlos approached Elena outside the courthouse, defeated. "I never meant for it to go this far. Can we talk? For old times?" She looked at him, the man who'd once been her world. "Old times? You toasted to freedom from me. Enjoy yours, alone." Walking away, heels clicking on the pavement, Elena felt lighter than ever. Fast forward 6 months. Elena stood on a stage at a marketing conference in Chicago, keynoting on "Reinventing Your Brand After Crisis." The crowd, hundreds of professionals, applauded as she shared her story anonymized. "I left a toxic partnership, rebuilt from scratch. The key? Data, strategy, and zero tolerance for BS." Offstage, Jordan hugged her. "Proud of you. And hey, that architect guy from the party? He asked for your number." Elena smiled. David, the kind-eyed designer she'd met at her promotion bash. Their first date had been magic: dinner overlooking the city, talks about dreams without drama. Back in NYC, life bloomed. She volunteered at a women's shelter, mentoring on financial independence. Her YouTube side hustle, short vids on marketing tips, hit 10K subs. No more small-town shadows. Carlos? Last she heard, working at a chain garage, living in a rented room. The family splintered, regrets their only company. Elena raised a glass to her reflection one night. To the queen who reclaimed her crown. And that's the end, folks. Elena turned pain into power, proving that betrayal doesn't define you, you're